Good afternoon, Pastor Dave.
Good afternoon. Yeah,
Welcome.
it's great. Thank you. Yeah, it's great to be here. So again, for our video blog, is it vlog?
It's a vlog.
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 New terms.
So this last week we were looking at Isaiah 7, just carrying on from Isaiah 6 and finishing off there. And something I noticed, one of the themes that was coming through was how when people start desiring things more than God, he just says, you know what, I'll give it to you and you're going to be sick of it. To that kind of point.
Yeah.
Does he still deal with us in that way as Christians?
Well, God doesn't change. God is the same yesterday, today, and in the future, forever. And we see it as we saw it just in the introduction about the people that were complaining and they wanted meat, and so God says, I'll give you enough meat that you're going to eat it for a month and it'll come out your nose. And the same thing we see in Romans 1. The wrath of God is revealed, and so people exchange the glory of God for the glory of the creature. And God says, then you will have all of the creature that you want, and you will just get more and more of it. This is why, to deal with that difficult part of the end of chapter 6, because last week we were in chapter 6 and 7, and the last 4 verses of chapter 6, verses 10 to 13, God tells Isaiah that you will be the cause of the people shutting their hearts, their eyes, their understanding. And so you're going to preach, and they're going to be more and more shut off. And the answer to that is we saw in John 12, because Jesus quoted that passage. So we let Jesus be our commentator. And he said in the Gospel of John, the apostle writes that although many people saw the signs that Jesus did, they did not believe. So therefore they could not believe, which means God says, fine, you don't want to believe, I'll make it so that you can't. And I'll let you believe the nonsense that you're currently believing, which if we look at Isaiah 7 and King Ahaz, God said, I'll deliver you from your enemies. All you have to do is believe. And I'll deliver you from these enemies that are coming. And he said, no, I won't do that. I won't believe. And God said, if you just give me a sign, tell me the sign, and I'll do it to prove, even to give you visible proof. He said, no, I don't want to do it, because he had already made a deal with the Assyrians to deliver him. And he wanted their deliverance, not God's. So God said, fine. So you'll have Assyrians, and you'll have Assyrians. They'll multiply like rabbits, and
they'll come out of your ears.
They'll come out of your ears. They'll be everywhere. So yes, God, in essence, we choose something other than God, and we will get that to be our servant, or that to be our master, and we'll be servants. Absolutely. I mean, look at it with alcoholism. I want alcohol more than anything, and I'll take alcohol more and more and more, and pretty soon I've got it so much I'm addicted. And now all I can have is alcohol. Same with drugs, same with everything else that's there.
Well, on that topic, what are some other idols that perhaps people are choosing?
Oh, we have so many. That's our biggest issue, and that's why it's spoken of so much in the New Testament about idols. Even greed is mentioned as idolatry. Greed is idolatry. Covetousness. Anger. Anger basically is when somebody's attacking your idol. That's the reason we get angry. We don't get angry because I have this anger problem. No, the anger comes because I'm protecting my idol. And so I get very, very angry. So when children rebel against the parents, they get angry because I'm not being worshipped. It's not about being obeyed and saying, with compassion, saying, oh, you need to obey because you're disobeying God and there's danger in that. Let me help you. No. No, you've affected me, and I'm really the master, and you're not
made me look bad.
You made me look bad and all that. I'm the idol here, and so so self-worship's a big idol. Self-righteousness is a big idol, and it leads to things like anger, uncontrolled anger, that we protect our idols. And so idols are anything we want that satisfies, that is not God, that we think satisfies, and it can shift and change over time. It's first it's a wife, and then it's I'd rather have a different wife, and then it's a job, and then I'd rather have a different job, and everything keeps changing as as we get what we achieve, we set new standards, because what we really wanted doesn't satisfy anymore, because it was our ultimate satisfaction at the time. And even though it's a blessing from God, we take it as it's like going to satisfy, instead of saying it's a blessing from God for that moment, thank you. But God is who satisfies. And that's what we as Christians have to really watch out for, is understanding that even in times of great trial, God is who satisfies. God is what we really want.
Absolutely. Thanks, Pastor Dave. That's really, I think, a good wake-up call for all of us. Time to maybe start reflecting on times that we get angry, and to think about what is the idol that's causing that anger, what is going on in our heart, and just...
Yeah, there's one thing I'll just lead into for next week. We're going into chapter 8. And the first part of chapter 8 deals with, again, the consequences of chapter 7. There's a very interesting prophecy there. There's a very interesting connection to Jesus and the New Testament right there in chapter 8, sitting in front of us.
Sure.
We don't see it, but it's like a piece of gold sticking up out of the ground right there. We're going to take a look at that and see how there's actually a tie to the blind man in John chapter 9, right there in Isaiah. Who would have thought? And it's there, and we're also going to see, as we go on, just the foolishness of not fearing God above all else. Because if you don't fear God, you fear other things. Like with King Ahaz. If you don't believe God, then you'll believe anything. And that's really the issue. Once you stop believing God, you'll believe any nonsense. So Ahaz didn't believe God, so he believed that the Assyrians would actually be his friends. He actually was believing, oh, this will be a good thing. So that's a danger for us as Christians in not believing God. It means we're now opening ourselves up to trust anything else that's out there.
Well, that proverb makes sense then. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
So when you start learning and you start having knowledge, start having wisdom, and a simple example of that is Stephen Hawking. I think they said one of the most brilliant physicists ever. He just died recently. The guy in the wheelchair and all that. Absolutely believe no God, cannot be God, there'd be none of that. His answer for the origin of the earth and all that, aliens. That's his scientific physics answer.
Seems legit.
It's aliens. So if you don't believe God, you'll believe anything.
Wow. Okay, well, I'm looking forward to that. I can't wait to see what you brought for us. And we'll see you there on Sunday.
Okay, see you there on Sunday for Isaiah chapter 8.